Alright, let's try doing the cylinder drawing with one more object here. With this one we're going to have to take a slightly different approach. I'm actually going to start with a vertical line, a vertical axis line, because we have a bunch of cylinders stacked up and we want to make sure they are stacked up evenly and then we keep it symmetrical, and this line is going to help us with that. And then I'm going to divide this into three stages. I'm going to do the main body first, because everything else kind of hinges on this. The top part here, the neck and the head, if you will, sit on top of that, and then the spout and the handle are attached to that. So if I get this right, if we get this right, everything else kind of hinges upon that. So I'll divide it, say like right here, so I have room for the neck and the lid up above, and then the body down below. So I'll do a horizontal line here to kind of represent where the neck will begin, and I'll just make a mark down here where I want the bottom to be. And that gives me a height, so then I just have to determine my width. So I'll just start kind of estimating. And I might even kind of draw some straight lines, get a sense for where the widest part is on the belly of this thing. It's sort of a little bit above center, and then it kind of straightens out here and curves. So I'll do a horizontal line across, and I can even measure that out so it's about the same on both sides. Okay, and then just start doing some sweeping arcs, constantly looking at this, and then I'll curve the bottom. This seems a little off level here. I'll level that back up. Maybe I can start to make the neck area, just to give it a little more context. Start to curve that a little bit. Okay, that helps me to see the body, whether it's going to come together with that. Okay. All right, making sure the bottom is centered, and that where I start to change my arc here, that those are, even with one another as well. Okay, notice how I've made several lines, drawing and redrawing. You just keep adjusting that arc. If I didn't leave my old lines there, I wouldn't have a reference point. Okay, now, for lack of confusion, or to eliminate some confusion, I'm going to erase that straight line there. Then I'm going to look at the shape here, and I'm just going to start to curve that. I know I didn't do a horizontal axis line. Maybe by now you can kind of just do it by feel. And then I'm going to add this little lip here, and then the little indentation, just so I don't forget about that. Now I'm going to do the lid out, and then I'm going to kind of do the same thing on the other side. You could do a horizontal axis line across, so you make sure that that's in the exact same spot where that comes in and this goes out. Okay, yes, this is going to curve like this eventually. Okay, just draw these lines straight. It kind of indents here a little bit. Don't worry about that initially, just draw it straight. I'll just draw a straight line across to make sure that those stop right level with one another. And then I'll just round off the top a little bit. Okay. Again, let's start to erase a little bit to avoid confusion. See it all kind of come together. I want to make sure my axis lines, because now I'm going to start to draw that little handle on top, and my axis line is going to come in handy to make sure that is centered. Again, I'll just draw some straight lines going up, and I'll just draw that part there as a simple rectangle. And then you can come in and curve this, afterwards. I can curve the sides of this afterwards. We can add all the detail to that afterwards. Making this kind of curve in as it does, curving that out. Adjusting the lip here. Okay, now we can add our handle and our spout. So when we draw the handle, you kind of want to place this in reference to the rest of it. So look at where the top of this is if we go across in relation to that body. So we know we don't want to come above this point, and when we connect down here, it's going to be about halfway down. So maybe we give ourselves a little reference point there. And look at this negative space right in here. So when we start, we want to make sure that we're fairly close. So we come up, hit this line, curve around, look at the overall shape of this. It looks like half a heart. Bring that around like that. Broad sweeping lines. And then we estimate the thickness of that and start to draw the inside. Okay. That does it for that. Now when we do the spout, I might need to move my photo here a little bit to leave room for the spout. The top of this is going to line up with this part somewhere right in here on this, so we don't want the top of our spout to really come above that. Our starting point is going to be right in here. Look at your negative space. And then we have to estimate, that angle. What is the angle? And then we kind of let's just draw a straight line initially. Estimate, the thickness from here to here, how far down, and the angle of that. And then we just draw a straight line, angling towards that. Again, just draw those as a straight line. Keep it simple. You got to simplify in the beginning. And then we just draw this as flat. Make sure that's kind of centered here. Round that off. And then we can, I can draw that right across like this. And then just come back in and adjust. Curve that as needed. Curve this. And then slowly taper it into the rest. And you can make slight adjustments from there, but that's basically nice and plumb. Okay, again, this line makes us plumb. These lines help us with being level. And then the line down the center helps to get everything symmetrical. Those are your three goals. Those three things right there.